Maya Angelou once said, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. So let me ask you a couple questions. What is your energy telling people about you? What about what we are showing people about ourselves? What does your attitude say about your views on life? What is your self-care or lack of self-care tell people about how you treat yourself, and then from that, how they should treat you? So if you're unhappy with the way people treat you, or if you ever felt like you were being used, misused, left out, mistreated, or even in some cases abused, then it's time to do a self-check, because this is about you, not the other people. Because today's real talk, you teach people how to treat you, not the other way around. So the law of attraction, which was actually brought to life and made famous by Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, it has the belief of like attracts like, that when you put out positive or negative energy, that you get positive or negative energy put back. Have you ever considered that it might be less to do with how you're being treated and more so about how you treat yourself? Ask yourself that question. How you think about yourself is a reflection of how people treat you. Changing yourself is really hard. But if you don't make some changes, you're always going to feel slighted. You're always going to feel taken advantage of or abused. And you're going to keep recreating this scenario in your life over and over again until you get the lesson. The lesson is more about how you think about you than how other people think about you. And it's a reflection of how they treat you is based on the reflection of how you treat yourself, or what you think you deserve. And you feel threatened by another person or people, group of people, what do? Do you fight back, argue, maybe in some cases get in a fist fight? Do you run or fly away from the situation? Or do you freeze up and don't say anything and create a situation where you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, so you just stand there? It's not the fight, flight, or freeze response that's driving us. It's actually called the law of effect. And the law of effect is really simple. It says one thing. We will do whatever we can do to produce a positive result, and we avoid things that produce a negative result as much as possible. So basically, what I'm saying is we will lie, cheat, and steal in order to feel safe. Creating this energy, the law of effect, keeps you safe because you don't have to deal with any drama. You don't have to deal with any lashback. You don't have to deal with any arguments. You have to deal with someone's feelings being hurt. So we'll do what we have to do to make the situation good, i.e. be a doormat, i.e. tell a lie. So basically, what I'm saying is we will do whatever we have to do, even lie, in order to feel safe. The law of effect means you'll do whatever you have to do to not have to deal with someone's drama, to not have to deal with feedback, to not have to deal with the guilt that comes from hurting somebody's feelings. You'll do what you have to do so you can feel safe, escape the situation, and move on to something else. So eventually, if you keep using the fight, flight, or freeze result, what's going to happen is it becomes a habit. So you'll do whatever you have to do to not experience a negative result, to not experience someone's feelings being hurt, or the fight, or the things that I just listed. So here are some ways to change the behaviors so that you can get the treatment that you want from whoever you want to get it from. Because people won't respect you if they feel like they can just say or do whatever. They will. They will just treat you any way that you allow them to treat you because you don't stand up for yourself. So the first thing you do is identify within these relationships where you lost your power. And sometimes in discovering where you lost your power, you'll realize that the person that you're dealing with that creates this reaction for you isn't really your friend or doesn't really have your best interest at heart. Why? Because you didn't stand up for yourself. You didn't say to them, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to say that. I don't need to make a run to the store. Or they treat you like a doormat because you never stand up for yourself and say, no, I will not be treated that way. You don't get the right to treat me however you want to and call yourself my friend. It's okay to speak up for yourself. It's okay to tell exactly how you really feel. We all have seen the cartoons and know the stories of the very dominant friend, what we call the underdog friend, like Fred and Barney. Fred Flintstone is a rah-rah type of person. Barney just kind of goes along to get along. So if you're going along to get along in a relationship, that person doesn't even really know you, because they don't know the things that you think in your heart and think in your spirit, because you don't speak up. Say what you want. Say how you feel. Say no. No is your best word. I said this in the first video. Why do you always say yes to things that you want to say no to? Say no. And second, flip the script. If you realize that you're having the same conversation with a certain person and they're always dominating you or making you go the extra mile for them and they never go the extra mile for you, or they take advantage of you in any way, practice talking to them in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror, pretend you're them, saying whatever it is that they say that triggers you, that makes you feel like you're being taken advantage of, and say no. We've all had the opportunity or had the experience where you walk away from a conversation or an argument and go, I should have said this. I should have said that. I wish I would have said this. I wish I would have said that. Or you think of the perfect thing to say when you get in the car. Practice. That way when that situation comes up again, and it will come up again, it'll just look a different way or feel a different way, or they'll phrase it a different way. You can remember what you practiced in the mirror and then say it, and it will change the dynamic of the whole relationship. You get fed up, and you don't do it in an angry way. You just say what you have to say, let the chips fall where they may, and if they're still your friend, then you know that they're really your friend and that they weren't treating you right. If they don't, it's time to let them go. Which brings me to the third point. Use calm assertiveness. Instead of getting angry and letting your emotions fuel you and going off on the person and cussing them out and saying all kinds of this, that, these, and those, say, no thank you. Do something different. Do something that will completely throw them off guard, so that they will be like, wait a minute, they're not acting the same. I can't get away with stuff I used to get away with before. If they're in a bad mood and they take it out on you and you say, no, you will not take this out on me because this is not my doing. It's not my fault that you're having a bad day. It's going to throw them completely off kilter because you flipped the script. Instead of getting angry and yelling and screaming and getting your own blood pressure high, just calmly, smoothly, with a very soft, soothing voice, say no thank you. It shows people that you will stand up for yourself, that you're not a pushover. And you can be a pushover in some areas of your life, because we all are. We all give and submit to people that we are in relationships with. But when it becomes a constant behavior, then guess what? You're a doormat. It's also important to keep yourself centered when you're having situations with people that cause you friction and anxiety. You deserve to be respected. You deserve to be treated well. You deserve for people to see who you really are. So show them. Calmly. You don't need to fight. You don't need to run from the situation and hide. And you definitely don't need to freeze. So speak your mind. Do it calmly. Do it with love. Practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice what you're going to say in the mirror. Practice situations where you feel uncomfortable. And no one's going to know that you're practicing it unless you tell them. So if you say to yourself in the mirror, I'm not taking this anymore, I'm going to assert myself, and then practice scenarios where you know that you shrink, then when the situation really comes up, you'll be ready to deal with it. And as always, take 3 deep breaths so that you can be grounded and centered and your mind be clear and your emotions stay calm. That's it for today. Hopefully you gained a lot from this. I've said a lot, but get the respect that you deserve. Get the love that you deserve, but it starts with you. No one will respect you if you don't respect yourself. Ooh, that's a song. All right, until next time, have a good week.